Dear viewers and friends, welcome back to KNS Biochemistry. Namaskar. In this video session, I am going to talk about one of the area of polymer micelles, that is drug delivery applications using polymer micelles. Let us see the session now. In this session, we are going to discuss one of the area of biomedical applications of nanomaterials, the drug delivery applications. So in the previous sessions we have seen about polymeric micelles, then how are these polymeric micelles used to deliver the nanoparticles or nanomedicine to the target. Here you can see some of the applications of this drug delivery. So drug delivery applications, here you can see the studies on application of polymer micelles in drug delivery have mostly focused on the following areas. So these are all the following areas where drug delivery application is focused. First one, delivery of anti-cancer agents to treat tumors. So for treating any kind of tumor or cancer, we are using anti-cancer drugs. So these drugs are focused through this drug delivery system. Second one, drug delivery to the brain to treat neurodegenerative diseases. For neurodegenerative type of diseases, this kind of drug delivery application is done. Third one, delivery of antifungal agents to treat fungal infections. Then fourth one, delivery of imaging agents for diagnostic applications. Then the fifth one is delivery of polynucleotide therapeutics. So these are all the areas where drug delivery applications are done using polymeric micelles. We can see them one by one. First one, chemotherapy. For cancer, any type of tumor or cancer, what kind of chemotherapy, what kind of drug can be used, how to target the drugs to the cancer cells. To enhance chemotherapy of tumors using polymer micelles, four major approaches see that they are applied. Four major approaches. First one, passive targeting of polymer micelles to tumors due to EPR effect. Then second one, targeting of polymer micelles to specific antigens, that is specific antigens for the cancer that overexpressed at the surface of tumor cells. Third one, enhanced drug release at the tumor sites having low pH. Fourth one, sensitization of drug resistant tumors by black copolymers, that is the outer shell of the polymer. The micelle is called black copolymers. A series of pioneering studies were done by Katauka's group. They used polymer micelles for passive targeting, the first type, passive targeting of various anti-cancer agents and chemotherapy for tumors. One notable example, the recent example reported by this group of people involves polymer micelles made up of PEO, polyethylene oxide, B poly L aspartic acid shell, outer polymer, incorporating the drug CDDP, that is an anti-cancer drug, CDDP. Evaluation of anti-cancer activity using murine colon adenocarcinoma C26 as an in vivo tumor model demonstrated that CDDP in polymer micelles had a significantly higher activity than the free CDDP which is given. Free CDDP, when it is given, it is causing side effects. But the same drug, CDDP, is packed in polymer micelles. It is having higher activity, significantly higher activity. At the same time, we see that they are not having any side effects while present in the system. A formulation of paclitaxel in biodegradable polymer micelles made up of monomethoxy polyethylene oxide B poly-DL lactide black copolymer. Then genoxol PM also displayed elevated activity in vivo against human ovarian carcinoma. There is human ovarian carcinoma which occurs in ovary, that is OVCAR3, and human breast carcinoma called MCF7. Compared to a regular formulation of the drug in Cremo4EL, in addition, anthracycline antibiotics, then doxorubicin and prarubicin incorporated in styrene malic acid micelles, each revealed potent anti-cancer effects in vivo against mouse sarcoma S180, resulting in complete eradication of tumors in 100% of tested these mouse animals. Animals survived for more than 1 year after treatment with micelle. So after treatment with micelle, they are surviving for more than 1 year. That micelle is incorporated with prarubicin at doses as high as 100 mg per kg body weight of prarubicin in equivalent. Complete blood counts, liver function test, and cardiac histology showed no sign of any adverse effects for intravenous injection of this 100 mg per kg body weight dose of the micellar formulation. But if the drug is given as a free drug, it causes side effects. In contrast, animals receiving free, that is free drug, without encapsulating inside a polymer micelle. So some animals they are receiving free prarubicin had a much reduced survival rate and showed very serious side effects. These studies suggested that various micelle incorporated drugs display improved therapeutic index in solid tumors, which correlates with enhanced passive targeting of the drug to the tumor sites and decreased side effects compared to conventional formulations of these drugs. So the advantage is that it is attacking the target passively, then these are not giving any side effects. Decreased side effects alone is observed. Then tumor specific targeting of polymer micelles to molecular markers expressed at the surface of the cancer cells, that has been also explored to eradicate tumor cells. For example, in a recent study done by Gavos group et al., developed a polymer micelle carrier to deliver the drug doxorubicin to tumor endothelial cells with overexpressed lambda beta 3 integrin proteins. A cyclic pentapeptide, that is C-cyclic RGD, was used as a targeting ligand that is capable of selective and high affinity binding to the lambda beta 3 integrin protein. So micelles of polyethylene oxide B poly epsilon caprolactone loaded with doxorubicin were covalently bound with this cyclic RGD. So as a result of such modification, the uptake of this drug doxorubicin containing micelles in vitro human endothelial cell lines, that is in the endothelial cell lines model, that is derived from Kaposi's sarcoma, it was profoundly increased in that condition. In addition, folate receptor often overexpressed in cancer cells, that has been evaluated for targeting various drug carriers to tumors. So this kind of strategy has been also evaluated to target polymer micelles. For example, mixed micelles of
POB poly-L histidine and POB poly-L lactic acid, black copolymers which solubilized doxorubicin, or micelles of POB poly-D-L lactic co-glycolic acid, black copolymer with covalently attached doxorubicin. Each were surface modified by conjugating folate molecules to the free PEO ends of the copolymer. So in both cases, in vitro and in vivo studies demonstrated increased anti-tumor activity of the micellar incorporated drug resulting from such modification. There is no side effect at all. The enhanced delivery of the micellar drugs through the folate receptor and enhanced retention of the modified micelles at the tumor sites are likely reasons for the effects of these folate modifications. Micelles conjugated with antibodies. Suppose you are conjugating your micelles with antibody or antibody fragments. They are capable of recognizing tumor antigens, so that in tumor conditions they have some therapeutic efficacy in vivo over non-modified micelles. This approach can result in high selectivity of binding, internalization, and effective retention of the micelles in the tumor cells. So in recent advances in antibody engineering, it allows for the production of humanized antibody fragments, reducing problems with immune response against mouse antibodies. So here, for example, micelles made up of PO, disteryl, phosphatidyl, ethanolamine were covalently modified with monoclonal antibody. That is monoclonal antibody MAB is added. That is 2C5 that binds to nucleosomes displayed at the surface of the many tumor cells. The micelles were then used for incorporating various poorly soluble anti-cancer drugs, including tamoxifen, then paclitaxel, dequalinium, and chlorine E6 trimethyl ester. All these anti-cancer drugs that they are incorporated into micelles. They are coated with monoclonal antibodies. So these drugs, you see that when they are incorporated through micelles, it was shown that paclitaxel loaded 2C5 immunomicelles could specifically recognize a variety of tumor types. The binding of these immunomicelles was observed for all cancer cell lines tested: murine Lewis lung carcinoma, T lymphoma, EL4, and human breast adenocarcinomas. So BT20, that is another one is MCF7, that is adenocarcinoma of the breast. So moreover, this paclitaxel loaded with the 2C5 immunomicelles demonstrated highest anti-cancer activity in Lewis lungs carcinoma tumor model in mice compared to plain paclitaxel loaded micelles and the free drug. The increased anti-tumor effect or anti-tumor activity of immunomicelles in vivo correlated with the enhanced retention of the drug delivered with immunomicelles inside the tumor. So tumors often display low pH of interstitial fluid, which is mainly attributed to higher rates of aerobic and anaerobic glycolysis in cancer cells than in normal cells. So this phenomenon has been employed in the design of various pH sensitive polymer micelle systems for delivery of anti-cancer drugs to the tumors. So here you see that the pH, low pH is playing a very important role for the targeting the cancer cell and the delivery of the drug under anaerobic glycolytic conditions. One approach consisted in chemical conjugation of anti-cancer drugs to the black copolymers through pH sensitive cleavable links that are stable at neutral pH, but they are all cleavable and release the drug in the mildly acidic pH. For example, several groups used for this purpose: hydrazone based linking groups to this covalently attached doxorubicin to the copolymer, that is PEOB poly-DL lactic co-glycolic acid block copolymer. So then PEOB block poly-allyl glycidyl ether or PEOB polyaspartate hydrazone block copolymers. So with that the drug is attached. So it was suggested that doxorubicin will remain in the micelles in the blood stream and will be released at the tumor site at lower pH only. So in vitro and in vivo studies using this PEO polyaspartate hydrazone doxorubicin micelles demonstrated that the micelles display an intracellular pH triggered drug release capability, tumor infiltrating permeability and effective anti-tumor activity with extremely low toxicity. And overall the animal studies suggested that such kind of polymer breast carcinomas, that is MCF7 or MCF7 adenocarcinoma ADR, and subcutaneous human oral epidermoid carcinoma, that is KBV. In all these cases it is successful. So using the NCI criteria for tumor inhibition and increased lifespan, pluronic or doxorubicin has met the efficiency criteria in all molecules, while doxorubicin alone was only effective in selected tumors. So results showed that the tumors were more responsive in the pluronic or doxorubicin treatment groups than to doxorubicin free drug alone. So these studies demonstrated improved treatment of drug resistant cancers with pluronics. The mechanism of cancers, you see that the mechanism of cancer and the effects of pluronic on PGP have been studied in the greatest level. So in particular, exposure of this MDR cells to pluronics has resulted in inhibition of PGP mediated efflux, and this overcomes defects in intracellular accumulation of PGP dependent drugs and abolishes the directionality differences in the reflux of these drugs across polarized cell monopolymers. So here if you take the mechanism of effects, so this MDR cells, when they are exposed to this drug which has some inhibition effect, but still it overcomes that problem and it mediates that is the targeting of the drugs to the cancer cell. The lack of changes in membrane permeability with the pluronics to non-PGP compounds in MDR cells or to 2-PGP probes in non-MDR cells suggested that pluronic effects were specific to the PGP efflux system. So these effects were observed at pluronic concentrations less than or equal to the critical micelle concentration, CMC. So pluronic unimers rather than the micelles were responsible for these kind of effects. So specifically, pluronic molecules displayed a dual function in MDR cells. So first, they incorporated into the cell membranes of the cancer cells and decreased the membrane microviscosity of the cancer cells. So this was accompanied by inhibition of PGP ATPase compartments. So this was accompanied by inhibition of respiration of the cancer cells and due to pluronic interactions with the mitochondria membranes. As a result, within 15 minutes after exposure to selective pluronics, intracellular levels of ATP in MDR cells were very drastically decreased. So remarkably, such ATP depletion was not observed in non-MDR cells, suggesting that the pluronic was selective with respect to the MDR phenotype. Combined with these two effects, PGP ATPase inhibition and ATP depletion resulted in shutdown of the efflux system in MDR cells. So notably, either component alone, that is the drug alone, either the component alone was insufficient. The PGP remained functionally active when ATP was restored using an ATP supplementation system in the presence of a pluronic, or when ATP was depleted but there was no direct contact between the pluronic and PGP, that is in absence of ATPase inhibition. Overall, these detailed studies which resulted in development of a micellar formulation of doxorubicin that is evaluated clinically reinforce that black copolymers comprising the micelles can serve as biological response modifying agents that can have beneficial effects in chemotherapy, that is the cancer chemotherapy of any type of tumors. The next type is the drug delivery to the brain, that is brain tumors. Drug delivery to the brain tumors. By restricting drug transport to the brain, that is which drug, cancer attacking drug, the blood-brain barrier, you have a blood-brain barrier triple B. So this blood-brain barrier represents a formidable impediment for treatment of brain tumors and neurodegenerative diseases. For example, HIV-associated dementia, that is a neurodegenerative disease where you see that memory loss will be there. Brain stroke, Parkinson's and Alzheimer's disease, memory loss diseases. So two strategies using polymer micelles have been evaluated to enhance delivery of biologically active agents to the brain. The first one is, it is based on modification of polymer micelles with antibodies or ligand molecules capable of transcystosis across brain microvessel endothelial cells comprising this blood-brain barrier. So the second type of strategy which uses pluronic block copolymers to inhibit drug efflux systems, particularly PGP, and selectively increase the permeability of blood-brain barrier to this PGP, that is polymer substrates. So an early study, the previous study used micelles of pluronic block copolymers for delivery of the central nervous system drugs to the brain. These micelles were surface modified by attaching to the free PEO, it's either polyclonal antibodies against the brain specific antigen or alpha-2 glycoprotein or insulin to target the receptor at the luminal side of blood-brain barrier. The modified micelles were used to solubilize fluorescent dye or neuroleptic drug, haloperidol, and these formulations were administered intravenously in mice. Both the antibody and insulin modification of the micelles resulted in enhanced delivery of the fluorescent dye to the brain and drastic increases in neuroleptic effect of haloperidol in the mice animals. Subsequent studies using in vitro blood-brain barrier models demonstrated that the micelles vectorized by insulin undergo receptor-mediated transport across the brain microvessel endothelial cells. Based on one type of observations, one should expect development of novel polymer micelles that target specific receptors at the surface of the blood-brain barrier to enhance the transport of the incorporated these cancer drugs to the brain. The studies by another group that have also demonstrated that selected pluronic block copolymers such as pluronic P85, they are potent inhibitors of PGP and increase entry of this PGP substrates to the brain across blood-brain barrier. So these pluronic compounds did not induce any toxic effect in blood-brain barrier as revealed by a lack of alteration in paracellular permeability of the brain barrier. and this kind of histological studies using specific markers for brain cancer, endothelial cells. Overall, this kind of strategy, it has a potential in developing novel modalities for delivery of various drug to the brain, including selected anti-cancer agents, that is anti-cancer drugs to treat tumors which develops in the brain, that is metastatic tumors, metastatic brain tumors which develops in the brain, as well as HIV protease inhibitors to eradicate HIV virus when it enters into the brain.
Dear viewers, in this video session we have seen about polymeric micelles used in drug delivery applications. We have seen various types of drug delivery applications. So with that, I am going to stop this session. I'll be coming back to you in the another session. Until then, it is bye from KNS Biochemistry. Thank you very much. Thank you one and all. Vanakkam.